Love you, Destiny. Love you. You can. Hey, my wife, I love her to death.
On April 7th, 2022, a 911 call went out that lasted 3 seconds.
This is 911. What is your emergency?
When police got there and knocked on the door, a man's voice said, "Wait." The person who answered was Kevin Frazier, an Army veteran, and he was in the house with his wife, Destiny. What happened in the next 60 seconds turned a wellness check into something the officers weren't prepared for. This is Crime on Buzz. Before we get started, leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you won't miss out on cases like this. At 33, Destiny Jassmund Carey was thriving in ways most people only dream about. She was juggling a lot of responsibilities. 6 kids at home, 12-hour nursing shifts in Georgetown, 2 clothing boutiques, and she had her sights set on opening a 3rd location in Dallas. High Sediti Boutique sat at 1103 West Veterans Memorial Boulevard, Suite 105 in Killeen, Texas. This wasn't some weekend hobby or Instagram side hustle. Destiny had built something real, a business with employees, loyal customers, and steady income. People in the community talked about her fashion sense, how she could put together looks that made them feel confident. Then there was the nursing. Yet somehow Destiny kept showing up, kept delivering quality care, kept pushing forward. She'd recently gotten her home too. Purchasing property while raising 6 children, running 2 businesses, and working full-time in healthcare takes a level of financial discipline and planning. Everything about Destiny's life pointed in an upward direction. Her husband, Kevin Frazier, had a different story. At 37, he was a former Army Staff Sergeant who'd served from July 2004 to April 2016, reaching that rank according to Fort Knox records, and seemed like someone who'd earned respect through military service. They'd reportedly been together for 6 years, but married for 4. Living in Copperas Cove near Fort Hood, Kevin was surrounded by a military community that understood service and sacrifice. He should have had access to veteran resources, job opportunities, and professional networks. Instead, Kevin seemed to define himself almost entirely through his relationship with Destiny. Their social media painted a revealing picture. While Destiny talked about business goals, fashion, and her children, Kevin talked about their relationship timeline, constantly. In one video, Kevin acknowledged Destiny's drive.
Love you, Destiny. You can. Hey, my motherfucking wife, I love her to death. We have our ups and downs, just like everybody else. We have our ups and downs like everybody else. But she know at the end of the day, where my I've been her hubby 6 years now strong. She know that. You're married for 4 years. You did. You gonna cut me off like that? Okay. I'ma drink my crown and coke on that noise.
Crazy, girl, he crazy.
Hey, I love this lady to death. You feel me?
Hi, y'all.
I love her to death. You did.
But the thing is, he didn't mention his own work, his goals, his achievements. He's measuring his value entirely by how long they've been together. When someone's entire identity revolves around their partner's success rather than their own contributions, resentment builds. Kevin's military background complicated things. Most veterans successfully transition to civilian life, but some struggle with issues around control and authority. Combined with financial dependence on a spouse who's clearly outpacing them, the dynamic becomes concerning. Kevin had a pattern of inserting himself into Destiny's content. Videos meant to showcase her business would somehow become about their relationship. She'd be talking about her boutique, and Kevin would interrupt to remind everyone how long they'd been together. One interaction captured this dynamic.
What?
Hear yourself.
Nah, stream you. You know me. See, I was doing a text and he was all in my business. I was trying to do a post on Facebook. Already.
You think she grown? Don't worry about it.
How nosy you are?
Yeah. You think she grown? She been forgetting.
Here you go.
So just know, I appreciate being. I'm blessed to be a part of this lady's life. This woman life and everything. You dig? Alright? So don't forget, her mama raised her right. Independent, strong, she get on the grind and do what she need to do. Nah, fuck, ain't no damn tipsy. I'm for real. Only had one drink tonight so far.
But what really stood out across their videos was Kevin repeatedly saying he loved Destiny to the end. He'd emphasized that last word in a way that made people uncomfortable. Every achievement Destiny had seemed to spark the need to remind everyone, and maybe himself, that they belonged together. He focused on possession, not partnership, length of relationship, not quality of relationship. According to official records, Destiny had reached out to authorities multiple times about Kevin's behavior in the months before April 2022. The situation had been getting worse. Reports indicate that Kevin allegedly violated a protection order by showing up at her boutique earlier that year. Witnesses said he'd watch customers, especially male customers, creating an atmosphere that made running the business difficult. He allegedly followed her from the boutique to restaurants, to family events, to places she should have felt safe. That kind of constant monitoring stripped away her sense of security. She started changing routes, varying her schedule, always looking over her shoulder. Friends and family noticed Destiny taking these kinds of precautions. Destiny made a post about his behavior writing, "So I called KPD around 11 a.m. today because my husband, soon-to-be ex, said he will hurt me and my children today. He chased me down Fetate Hood RD/veterans, trying to smash my truck, until I drove him to an on-duty officer, so I'm confused as to why would KPD show up for a vehicle that's not his only through marital property. Which is fine, you can have the whip, we all know who paid for the car. But where my problem comes in, is where you think you can threaten me and my children's life, and plot on things you absolutely didn't pay a $1 on. This is why I tell y'all all the time to watch who you go out here and marry. Now a broke person that hasn't helped you with anything over 10 years now thinks you owe him some, while he was cheating for years on deployments. I worked my ass off day and night for everything. My businesses you don't even have a clue of, because he hasn't invested a penny into them. Nothing can help you in court or at the Ken Paxton office. Just know nothing can take my happiness or peace at this moment, not even a car. Eviction, charges, and restraining order is in place. Don't ask me anything about marriage, won't any other leech get to me."
Well, at least y'all finally showed up.
Okay.
She called a long time ago about him threatening to kill her and the kids, and you know what came. But now y'all came about a car. Y'all came about the car. He just told me he was gonna kill me and my kids.
On April 6, 2022, officers responded to their residence for what was described as an active domestic situation. They arrived to find evidence of a physical altercation, but Kevin was already gone. They documented everything, took photos, and filed the report. They tried to locate him, but came up empty. The pattern was documented, but the system had limits on what it could do before something actually happened. Less than 24 hours later, around 11:45 that morning, emergency dispatch received a 911 call from Destiny's address. The caller hung up within seconds. Following standard procedure for disconnected emergency calls, dispatchers tried calling back, but got no answer. Officers were immediately sent to the 1000 block of Hobby Road for a welfare check. 2 patrol units pulled up at approximately 12:28 p.m. The officers approached the single-story residence and knocked on the front door. From outside, everything looked normal. No broken windows, no visible disturbance, no sounds that immediately suggested danger. Then they heard a male voice call out from inside. Wait. It was Kevin's voice. It didn't sound panicked or aggressive in that moment, just a normal request for a few seconds to get to the door. So the officers waited, because protocol requires balancing the need to respect privacy with the duty to ensure safety. Without clear evidence of immediate danger, forcing entry isn't always justified. Help was right there. Destiny had managed to call for help, and the police responded. They were standing on her porch, feet away from where she desperately needed them. Seconds after Kevin said wait, everything changed. Officers heard Destiny scream from inside the house, then the sound of fired shots. The officers immediately forced their way in, breaking through the front door within a minute of their initial knock. Inside, they found Destiny near the entrance, with serious injuries. Kevin stood in the living room, turning toward the officers as they entered. According to the official report, Kevin confronted the responding officers. During that confrontation, He sustained injuries but survived. One officer was also hurt. Officers immediately began life-saving measures on Destiny while calling for emergency medical services, but her injuries were too severe. At 12:47 p.m., Destiny Jassmund Carey was pronounced gone at the scene.
Well, tonight we're learning more about the woman who was shot dead in Copperas Cove yesterday. In the afternoon is when this took place. Police identified her as 33-year-old Destiny Carey.
Carey was a Killeen business owner and a mother of 6. Understandably, her family is devastated. Now, police were responding to a 911 hang-up call on Hobby Road, just behind Copperas Cove Park yesterday. When officers arrived, they found her and 37-year-old Kevin Frazier. Both had been shot. Frazier is still in the hospital. Carey's daughter tells us the two had a relationship. Copperas Cove police are still investigating.
Those seconds between wait and when the incident occurred have become the most scrutinized moments of this entire case. Could officers have prevented this by forcing entry immediately? Was there any way to know danger was imminent in that moment? Would different protocol have changed the outcome? Destiny's final attempt to get help ended before anyone could reach her. As emergency vehicles filled Hobby Road that April afternoon, the reality settled over the community. Destiny Carey, a nurse entrepreneur, mother of 6, was gone. The incident occurred steps away from potential rescue, and the man who'd repeatedly said he loved her till the end was responsible for this. Kevin Frazier was transported to Carl R. Darnell Army Medical Center at Fort Hood for treatment under police guard. Within 48 hours, while still recovering in the hospital, he was formally charged with first-degree offenses. Additional charges related to his actions toward the responding officers were added. Bond was set over $1.5 million, reflecting both the severity of the charges and the danger he posed. During questioning, Kevin's statements to detectives were described as very inconsistent. He was interviewed multiple times, once at the hospital, once at the Copperas Cove Police Department after discharge. Each time, his story reportedly changed with details that didn't match the physical evidence.
Found injured in the same house a Copperas Cove woman was found dead in has been arrested himself in connection to the case. 37-year-old Kevin Frazier is charged with murder and aggravated assault. On April the 7th, police in Copperas Cove responded to a home on Hobby Road after someone from the residence called 911 and then hung up. When they got there, they found 33-year-old Destiny Carey dead from a gunshot wound. Frazier was also suffering from a gunshot wound but survived. After an investigation, police have now charged Frazier with Carey's death. He's in the Coryell County Jail tonight with a bond of $1.7 million.
Investigators determined that Destiny had been moving toward the front door when she was attacked. She was trying to reach the officers standing outside, trying to reach safety. Within days, local businesses organized fundraisers for her 6 children. Destiny's boutiques became memorial sites, with flowers and notes left by customers sharing how she'd helped them feel beautiful and confident. Others remembered her business advice and entrepreneurial spirit. Her daughter Zyra Cannon recalled her mom being a hard-working woman.
Tonight we are learning more about a woman found dead after a 911 hang-up call in Copperas Cove yesterday.
Yeah, police identified her as 33-year-old Destiny Carey. 6 News anchor Jasmine Caldwell spoke to her family today and learned she was a rising entrepreneur in the Central Texas area and even a business owner in Killeen.
Well, yeah, I'm outside of High Sedity Boutique. It's owned by Destiny Carey, the woman who was shot in Copperas Cove yesterday. I spoke to her family and other small business owners who say she's going to be missed. This is the home on the 100 block of Hobby Road where Copperas Cove police say Carey lost her life. On Thursday, police responded to a 911 hang-up call and discovered Carey dead in the home. They also found 37-year-old Kevin Frazier with a gunshot wound. I spoke to Carey's daughter today, who was too heartbroken for an on-camera interview. But she did tell me, quote, "My mom was a hard-working woman who took care of all 6 of us. She was a nurse and she had 2 businesses in Killeen and was getting ready to set up a 3rd location in Dallas. My mom always wanted to be happy," end quote. She went on to say, quote, "She was always a fun person to be around. Her laugh just lit up the room. She was everything. She always wanted to help others out with their kids, their businesses, and much more. She was always welcoming." Carey was a small business owner. Her clothing and shoe boutique called High Sedity Boutique is located on West Veterans Memorial Boulevard. According to Copperas Cove police, Frazier is still in the hospital as a result of that gunshot wound. Carey's daughter tells me that Frazier is Carey's husband.
On April 7th, the day of the incident, Destiny wrote, "Y'all need to stop letting people have so much power over you. It takes on a devastating significance now." Destiny was trying to reclaim her power, her independence, her right to live without fear. These cases spark conversation for a reason. Be the person to offer help if someone needs it. Trust your instincts, and don't ignore warning signs. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one on Crime on Buzz. Thanks for watching.